You are more than you imagine, right? We're talking the other day about how every human being, for want of a better word, is actually an electromagnetic biochemical field unit in a virtual reality game of all that is, all that was, all that ever can be. And only now time exists, and the power is in the moment now, because you can choose whichever way you want to go from there. So we're talking about rediscovering zero, the 0 point, the present. And that's called knowing, or know. You know, that zero is no thing, and no thing is knowledge. Right, when you rediscover the 0 point. So we're talking about they and who they are. Right, so if you're a computer, I can explain this, that computers are computers, and the way cell division in plants and biological human being field units divides.
Well, how does cell division in computers work?
Well, first of all, you've got zero, which is nothing, right? It's in the memory, right? Because you have to have a zero is a starting point, because you can't have a plus or a minus if you don't have no thing at all. Then you can have none, which is 1. And the way it divides is 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024. And 1024 bytes is 1 gig of memory. So human beings divide, molecular cellular division divides like that in human beings. It also divides like that in plants, and it also divides like that in computers. So it just shows you that human beings, plants and computers are exactly the same thing, right? But the human beings that we have prefer the alkaline water in order to balance the acidity. So you can see how the electromagnetic biochemical units work. Just an interesting point. Also wanted to talk about, you know, we were talking about them the other day.
Them.
Basically, in a game, you know, you've got to have the positive and the negative. Right, the positive is the pull, right, and the negative is the push. So, give you an example of our negative of selves. People like George Bush, the Queen, David Cameron, Blair. People like that are negative of themselves. What they basically do is they sort of lie to you. They say that they're here to serve and that they're ambitious to serve you, except they're only serving themselves, and they're in a club of take. They really don't care about anybody else but themselves and money. That's what they've always cared about. But you can turn from the dark side to the bright side if you like. So nothing's really right or wrong, or up or down or in or out.
Well, interestingly, if you've got two negatives, this is why they lose, because if you get two negatives, it becomes a positive.
Yeah, and that's the law of attraction. Of course, anybody has the choice to live a life of goodness or a life of badness. So you're positive of the selves, like this good man here that runs Get Out of Debt Free. Right, that's a positive human being, or a positive game player. Because you're a game player, it's a game, and it's a game of animation, animals, and you're co-creating it en masse in the past, present and future, because only now time exists. And hopefully that explains everything. I think somebody's behind us wanted to move. So, have you ever recorded your own dreams? That's an interesting one. We'll be back.